Good morning. Was this on stream the whole time? That'd be hilarious. Hey. Good morning. We're back with control. YouTube might not know, but Twitch will know that this is my second stream today. We're dropping frames because of the network. That makes sense because I'm trying to upload a video at the same time I'm trying to stream. I can solve this. That should have fixed the issue. Yeah, okay, we're back. Hilarious. Okay, so here was the issue. The issue was my previous stream that I did earlier today, I had edited that and started uploading it to YouTube. And then I was like, I can stream again. I've got the time. Let's do a second stream today. While that was uploading, which takes up a chunk of bandwidth, turns out just a little over half the bandwidth that my computer was able to get for uploading data. And so I just canceled that. I'll upload that overnight and it'll be okay. It looks like we are totally back. I see the usage indicator dropping. I don't see any new ones coming in. I do see chat doing something weird though. Let me grab that. Docs. Chat, let's pull that back up. Connecting to chat. Chat is done. All right. Okay. So we are A-okay. Let's do it. Find Dylan. Jesse goes to the containment sector to find the Panopticon where Dylan is held. What's up, dude? How you doing? Rebecca Hills. I'm doing fine. How about yourself? I'm doing fine. There was a little bit of panic at the beginning of the stream, but now I am doing fine. I just got to figure out where I am going. Maintenance, research. I actually don't know how I'm supposed to get. Glad to hear. Good.
Facilities here to analyze something as complex as the hiss? How delusional.
I actually don't know how to get to where I'm going next. Just chilling. Good.
Jesse, when you were down in research, did you run into a Dr. Rhea Underhill?
I didn't. Who is she?
She is a colleague of mine. A researcher studying a kind of extra-dimensional mold growing below research.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
No one does. Look, I haven't heard from Rhea since the hiss arrived. Would you mind having a look around for her next time you're in research?
Of course.
Thanks, Jesse. Now, what's on your mind?
Yeah, let's ask about Blackrock.
I visited the quarry. What's the plan for all that black rock?
The Bureau has used Blackrock almost exclusively for containment purposes. See, I say, branch out. Instead of boxes, helmets. Instead of blast shields, knives.
Knives?
Yes, knives. So many combat applications. Slicing, stabbing, gouging.
She got really excited about knives.
Sorry. I've been trying to get Darling to explore combat applications for years. I got a little excited.
Wow. I did not expect that from her.
Get really excited about gouging. Sure, let's ask all of these. Arish.
Place is looking good. Arish is making real progress around here.
Right? This place is a fortress. And with him taking care of operations here, I can spend more time analyzing the hiss. I've been attempting to isolate and neutralize the hiss resonance in blood samples, but no luck so far.
So you can't reverse it?
Not yet, but perhaps reversing it is too simple. See, if hiss resonance can rewrite human genetics, then perhaps it's a question of rewriting the hiss resonance. In theory, that could pave the way for custom human genetic alteration.
I wonder how often the phrase mad scientist is used around here.
Ha! Status of HRA production.
How is HRA production coming along?
Better than expected. We've already made enough to get people out of a couple safe rooms. They're here, alive, thanks to you. And we never would have lasted this long if you hadn't walked in those doors.
You deserve thanks too, of course.
We got this
She's
place up
talking
and
to
running
the
together.
alien in her brain. Okay, let's do it.
I should be going. Enjoy your data.
Oh, I will.
She seems like she really likes data. Alright, so I have a new mission. I can locate Dr. Underhill below Central Research. I can find Dylan, and I feel like Dylan's the one I'm going to want to find. You know what? I don't see... Rebecca, what brings you to this stream today? You're just browsing?
All these references to Hedron.
Let's try the sector elevator and see if that gets me to where I need to go. And you know what? It does. I feel like she really needs to find her brother. We're going to find that other person at some point, but we really need to find her brother. What do I have?
Containment sector. Panopticon. Altered items. Maximum security prison. Dangerous.
Thanks, Trench. Federal Bureau of Control, United States of America. Okay, so I have the Shatter, and I have the Grip. Okay. There's my material that I need to upgrade what I get. Hilarious. Dude. Oh, I hate these guys. Oh my word, it's the explodey guys who can fly now. Right, go attack the other guys. May I suggest you something? You may absolutely suggest something, Rebecca. What do you have to suggest? Know where those guys were coming from. Hunt down Hiss clusters to eliminate the healing abilities. I hate the Hiss clusters. I despise the Hiss clusters. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to replace the grip with the spin. Do that. But while I'm in here, assets, Entropic Echo, collectibles, hotline, Panopticon. Oh, Rebecca!
Panopticon is home to the altered items we find and contain. It is a maximum security prison. It's a vault for the most valuable treasures on Earth. It's a powder keg big enough to blow this world to dust. A temple, a place of worship filled with idols of angry gods. It's all of these, and none of them. It's something more profound, unbelievable, unknowable, something worse. Altered items. We've found many. They appear mundane, but nothing could be further from the truth. They're all powerful, dangerous. They press heavy on our minds because that's their nature. They've been altered because we can't stop thinking about them. We put them on altars because they're used to being worshipped. This keeps them calm. We contain them, but they don't want to be controlled. We study them to discover what makes them tick. this place were ever breached, it would be chaos of biblical proportions.
Sorry, I had to get through that video. There's a lot to unpack in that particular video. But Rebecca, you're going to be one of those that comes into my stream and tells me I need to work on my presentation. I understand that. Decent strategy. But if I were more committed to growing this as absolutely quickly as possible, then I might want to take advantage of your services. As it is, I'm just in this for the fun. Not looking to recruit or hire. Okay, here we go. Here's our guys. I understand. Thank you, my dude. Remote thought. Alright, let's go find some other things. Object and item distinctions. Examination of paranatural topics. Object of power and altered item distinctions. While altered items and objects of powers may seem similar at first, it's important to note some very key distinctions. Firstly, objects of power grant para-utilitarian abilities. See file PUT-812 for an introduction on the subject. Secondly, objects of power translocate anyone who makes physical contact to the astral plane. This is widely believed to be due to the blank's affiliation with objects of power. Not every individual is allowed in the astral plane, which indicates the blank evaluates who can or cannot enter. Thirdly, and this is not always the case, objects of power are much more paranaturally blank than altered items. Looking at the specific criteria that defines an object of power, it is no wonder that they are notably rarer than altered items. In fact, we have blank altered items for every object of power contained within the Bureau. Remote thought. Nothing in the loadout. Alright, let's keep exploring, see what other things we get. Tropic Echo. Once I find another control point, I am going to do some upgrades. Okay, we're going to hold that for just a second. But that definitely will be an area I want to get to. Weapon mod, Shadow Projectile Choke. I have Shadow Projectile Choke 14. This is Shadow Projectile Choke 17. Get it in here. Get the other one out of here. What did I feel like? Oh yeah, here we go. Stairs to the upper level. If you like, I can show you some cool designs so you get a better idea of what you might for your channel. You know what? Absolutely. You're welcome to share the things that you've worked on. I'm totally fine with that. Oh, some frame time slowdowns. Seize accelerator. Let's open loadout. Oh, yeah, man. I currently have 58%. This is 69%. A very nice. Oh, no, 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 no. This is the second time that this has done this on my playthrough, and it's a me thing entirely. I hit the button for... Son of a gun. I hit the button for erasing it instead of replacing it. Did it save it? It probably did. That would make sense. And it did. Okay. Done and done. I can't erase what's past. Son of a gun. I am an idiot.
Reminder. This week, any documents that suddenly appear pink, light red, or any shade in between must be incinerated immediately. Failure to do so will result in termination and possible bodily harm. Thank you for your attention.
That is hilarious. Pink documents. So, I erased the ability to do any seizes quicker. Hit F instead of enter. This is where the controls being different from some typical controls are especially irritating. Instead of the spin, let's grab the pierce. Grab both of them. Ooh, that's fun. Very aggressive. I very calmly stepped away. Sorry, I don't know if you heard my response earlier, but I would definitely be okay with you showing things. That would be okay with me. Rebecca, that was specifically targeted at you. Definitely would be okay. Sorry, am I a little distracted? I seem a little bit distracted. What a sunny area. Upgraded shatter, upgraded pierce. It's going to be easier to upgrade the pierce than it is to upgrade the shatter. Appreciate both. I can upgrade mods. But that requires material from this section. Okay, so here I am. Let's see what we can do with exploring. Ooh, that is glass. Toilet paper roll. Every time you open the stall, the toilet paper roll falls to the ground. Do you have Discord or Insta? I do, but not any that I'm willing to share here, unfortunately. Just because I don't currently have them linked up to my Twitch account. They'd be personal accounts. Hello?
Someone needs help over there.
Where
Sounds like there's a
am
man
I?
down.
I'll get there. Calm down, Jesse. Oh, what is this? Thank you for understanding. Ooh, dark room. Any intel here? Don't see any intel here. Oh, I see a safe. Traffic Echo. Good. That's one of the ones I need for these new abilities. Shelter. Save point before the shelter is interesting. Remote thought. Another material. Useful. Mannequin supplement. ID waste mannequin AI7KE, acquisition date 12/23/1967. This item was last owned by Madame Blank, an operatic performer from Berlin. After her career ended in a public scandal, she relocated to Blank, Maine for reasons unknown. With her came the trappings of her old life, including this item. Locals report that she rarely left her home in the short years she spent in Blank. After her death, caused by blank blank, the state held a public auction of her belongings, seeing as she had no known relatives. Various conflicting first-hand reports exist, but testimonies provided by witnesses of the event do contain some common elements. Most every witness saw numerous mannequins break through the house's windows, tumbling outside. Some witnesses report bright lights. Some report high-pitched singing. These are unverified. Numerous civilians inside the house at the time of the incident were hospitalized for various injuries. 2 were crushed to death. Agents were dispatched upon seeing an article regarding these events during the Bureau's daily scans of the national periodicals. The item was quickly identified and brought to the Bureau. So it's an item, not necessarily an object of power, but an altered item around which paranormal activities are meant to happen. Come at me, bros. Creating a choke point. Nice. Exactly what I was hoping would happen. Energy boost. What do we got? Energy boost of 8%. Related to 10%. Nope. I gotta make sure I'm pressing the right buttons because I've been known to get this wrong before. Shatter recoil efficiency. 16, 12. Get rid of this one. Oh, what a shame. We've destroyed this place. Place is a little hard to get a handle on. Security, Panopticon. So here's a control point. So it looks like I'm going around a perimeter. Did I go through this one before? No, because I would have opened that door and seen the toilet paper roll fall to the ground. I gotta take a quick break. Be right back. Good morning, I'm back. Let's keep going. So we have the security. That, I believe, is where I'm going to find the person who needs help. Let's check out this area. Especially interested in any lore that I'm going to find. Why is this place so confusing? Why am I finding this place so confusing at any rate? That's a glass wall. Staircase. This place. Fun little flipboard wall. Anything fun on these? Monday 10. Review. Delays caused by house shifts do not count towards overtime. Acoustic guitar for sale, $50. Turns out it's pretty hard. Twitched. I didn't expect that to happen. That's kind of funny that can happen. Anyway, guitar, yes, I do find that a very difficult instrument. Okay, a map of the United States. Any lore I can find here? Here's a guitar thing again. Turns out it's pretty hard if interested. See Greg in maintenance. Book club, socks and ballerinas live at the oldest house. I've got my finger thoroughly off the left mouse button. Come on, reward me with some kind of lore. Safe, I'll take safe. Remote thought, sure. Can't find your office? Watch your step. Oh, don't know what just happened, but that was frustrating. A lot of lag right there. Okay, great. We seem to be back to it. All right, let's continue forward. Central containment. Drop a save. Security, Panopticon. In memory of the heroic agents who gave their lives to forces known and unknown for the protection and greater knowledge of all humankind, we honor their sacrifice. Leonardo Calamato, Peter Jatanen, Sebastian. I wonder if these are backers or probably not backers, but like investors or staff members. Notice, security checkpoint. All persons and property are subject to search. Be prepared to remove shoes and large coats. Electronic devices will be inspected. Medical wing. Yeah, let's do it. You jerk. Alright. That was a lot of fun. We survived. They died. I've never seen anyone else in these shelters. These shelters so far have just been opportunities for security center. Opportunities to get safes and stuff with items, but you're kind of told that there are definitely people who are in these shelters, but you never meet them. Oh, clearance level 6. Let's check this out. Energy boost 13%. That's the one to get rid of. I'm still ticked off. I got rid of that one. It was for sure to be a good boost. I can reach that. Come on, really? I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. crazy. I've never fought these enemies before. This is a new thing. I have never seen this before. And yet here we are. Got an entropic echo. Whew, this is a little alarming. Autopsy report. Compiled by Dr. Suvi Patton. By order of Dr. Ray Underhill, contract threshold specialist. The deceased was a blank-year-old blank, with no significant past medical history. The subject was brought in after being discovered in the active threshold, in an early state of decay that is characteristically fungal-based in its appearance. During autopsy, the cadaver's pleural cavities were revealed to be entirely filled by the fungus known as the mold, to an extent that medical staff were forced to put on decontamination suits. The procedure was also hindered by anomalies such as the deceased's high blood temperature, high body temperature, and undulating torso muscles, presumably, but not provably, caused by trapped gases. Routine samples, as well as tissue samples requested by Dr. Underhill, were successfully extracted. However, the rapid retrogression outside of the host body needs to be noted. Cause of death, mold ingestion. What? Excuse me? Do-do-ba-doo. Ba-doo-ba-doo. I gotta make sure I've cleared out all of the enemies before I relax. Okay, the music stopped. I can relax to a certain extent, but this has turned into a different type of experience than I was anticipating. Oh, hi, Cameron. Good morning. When did you get here? Okay, at some point I was supposed to come through the medical wing. It appears Ugh. Everyone panic. Okay. I definitely got hurt. At some point I was supposed to come through the medical wing, but I don't remember when that happened. I didn't notice when that happened. I'm gonna take a quick sec to backtrack. Get back up to full health. Pierce. Zoom boost. 16% versus oh, I have one equipped. Oh, and this one's better. So we'll get rid of that one. Then I have pierced aimed fire boost 2 versus pierced aim fire boost 3. Get rid of that one. What is this? Charge blast boost. Exclusive to charge or surge. Which I don't have. Interestingly enough. Back to the shatter. Personal mods. I have evade energy 8% versus the 10%. I have here versus the 18%. Get rid of that. Fabulous. You with me, Cameron? Oh, there's some lore there. Or is that a... That's a safe, but I can't get there. Okay. So I should have just done a little bit more exploring here before definitively heading down the medical wing, but it looks like now I'm definitely heading down the medical wing. Alright. Mechanical something. I didn't read the rest of security. Alright, off to security and the Panopticon. It's not high enough resolution to read. Okay, so moments after I commented, my phone had a small meltdown, which led me to restarting it. So hello again. Hello. Welcome, Cameron. Yeah, I saw your comment. I have no idea how long after you sent it. Said hello and then heard nothing. So I thought you hated me. Just kidding. Remote thought. Good. Getting more and more of those. Interesting that in this area I'm not seeing any pictures of the director. Important. Feels important. And urgent vision. Do not wipe. This is a warning. Writing this down so I don't forget. Saw this dream when I fell asleep during Dr. Darling's presentation. Food poisoning? I saw. Ate a mushroom salad for lunch. I saw an inverted black pyramid, the board, the astral plane. Then a red pyramid appeared underneath. What's that? It felt scary and bad news. 2. They moved to be on top of each other like elevator lights going up. Is this a sector elevator? Then they connected, docked. Oh shit. It's an hourglass, a doomsday clock. It started flashing wildly. The sand is leaving down. Oh no, felt terrible. Fuck, fuck, fuck. 4, now it's all down. And the red on the top. This can't be happening. We must stop this from happening. 5, they rule us now. I woke up screaming. This is a, I think, warning? Well, that's dramatic. Okay, there's one of those black rock doors over there. Good. Prime candidate program, transit corridor. That feels like something I'm going to get clearance level 6 after I meet my brother. Cameron, did I lose you again? Did your phone melt down again? How sad. How embarrassing. What's up here? Command room.
We discovered the oldest house while investigating a suspected altered world event case in the New York City subway tunnels. The agents found their way up into the building. Once we became aware of it, it was there. For the rest of the population, it was hiding in plain sight. A slippery blind spot, seemingly discouraging observation. It's a place of power, an ongoing AWE of its own, seemingly adhering to its physical outer constraints and yet constantly breaking the known boundaries of reality. It's unstable, shifting. Note, for more details on control points and the research and process to stabilize and secure the core sectors, refer to a separate presentation. After extensive research and investigation,
That was weird.
the Bureau made the building its headquarters on November 13th, 1968. The Federal Bureau of Control was never out in the open. This was always an obfuscated, classified top secret operation. So imagine our surprise when the building's observation-resistant aspects began in some unquantifiable way to affect the Bureau as a whole.
Cool. This is Control. Have you heard of it? If you haven't heard of this game, Control, have you heard of another game by the same developer in the same universe called Alan Wake? Or Alan Wake 2? Oh my word, so many things. Multimedia. Haven't heard of either. Amazing.
August 4th, 1964. We discovered the oldest house while
I think Alan Wake first came out in,
the New York City subway tunnels.
I want to say like
The agents found their way up into
2009.
the building. Once we became
That might be way off. But it was an Xbox game that I was aware
For
of.
the rest of the population, it was hiding in plain sight.
And then they remade
blind
it
spot,
in,
seemingly discouraging observation.
I don't know, 2017.
A place of power.
Made this in
An ongoing
2019.
zone, seemingly adhering to its physical outer constraints and yet
This is a really cool
constantly
sci-fi
breaking the
game,
known
though.
boundaries of reality. It's unstable, shifting. Note, for more details on control points and the research and process to stabilize and secure the core sectors, refer to a separate presentation. After extensive research
So
and
weird.
investigation, the Bureau made the building its headquarters on November 13th, 1968. The Federal Bureau of Control was never out in the open. This was always an obfuscated, classified top secret operation. So imagine our surprise when the building's observation-resistant aspects began in some unquantifiable way to affect the Bureau as a whole.
The Federal Bureau of Control exists inside of this place called the Oldest House, which apparently interacts with multiple different like timelines, universes, so it's prone to shifting. But it's all about objects of power that grant paranatural abilities. So these characters are called the Hiss. It's an infestation that has run through the people of the Bureau of Control, taking control of them. Some of them are benign, some of them attack. The game started with my character, Jesse Faden, just kind of walking into the Bureau of Control, becoming its... What was that? What am I in? Am I in the wall? That's unusual. Something weird's happening there. But walking into the Federal Bureau of Control, she's got some like... Oh, what is that? Is it this?
P6 is what the Bureau calls Dylan. His cell's been breached. Has the Hiss found him? Are you there with him? Can you protect him?
So she's here to find her brother. And you learn that he's one of their candidates. And that he's been deemed particularly dangerous. So I'm at the point of the game where she's trying to find him. Has been warned that he's dangerous. So I don't know how that interacts with the story of this bureau. Not as good. Weapon mods. Spin grouping efficiency. So let's switch to... I've got this gun that I picked up from the previous director. That can rearrange itself in multiple ways, a lot like the oh my word, goodness gracious, yes please. I've been on a much older version of that. Assets, I have corrupted sample, I've got 2 of those. Still can't get in there. Oops. Shield efficiency, entropic echo. I haven't used shield efficiency. 16 versus 14, get rid of that one. Federal Bureau of Control Security Center. Yeah, there's been... Okay, this is the weirdest graphical effect. There's been some weird graphics with this. I've got ray tracing on, which is fun to be able to do, because this was the game that put ray tracing kind of on the map to a certain extent. But yeah, some weirdness has been happening, and whatever this is the worst I've seen. Clearance level 6, I don't have... Oh, I was through here. Oh, but I missed this. Globe procedures. ID Wolf Globe AI 72-PE, acquisition date 4/12/2010. No unique procedures required, however, contact should be limited, as some report feeling disoriented after touching it. Description: altered event. Item is handmade, set in dark wood. The item itself is lacquered, hand-painted, spins freely on all axes. While the continents and oceans are recognizably those of Earth, careful examinations has revealed numerous blank and other geographic additions that do not exist on our planet. One of these islands has a city marked on it, named Tanrelio. There are no signatures left by its maker. Physical contact renders subjects dizzy and disoriented, with some reporting a feeling of unfamiliarity with their surroundings. This effect seems to grow worse with prolonged contact, culminating in a sense of listlessness and depression. Suicide has been observed in blank handlers. Fascinating. Alright, we're going to push forward and hope that these graphical weirdnesses don't continue. There's weirdness there. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know, man. What does this say? Notice: Ocean View Motel and Casino entry point. Catalyst, light switch. The law of three applies. Yes, this is a recurring theme in this game. 1. Oh. 2. 3. That was a picture of her brother. They do seem fairly listless while floating in the air. Okay, so I'm assuming I can't get in here yet. So this is a motel I've been to 2 times before. Is that screaming? So usually... Oh. So usually ringing this bell opens a door over here. Oh, it's an upside down room. That's bizarre. Okay. Okay, this is more normal. But nothing I can interact with yet. Usually there'd be a key there, but there is not. Instead... Okay. The fact that that turned upside down tells me if I get back into this first room, what happens. Right side up. And there's the key. Okay. I don't know what I'm gonna find. I think we're getting into some weird territory. Alright, let's rule of 3 this. 1, 2, 3. So when talking about Dylan, she did talk to someone else here at the bureau that knew who he was. Said that he was P6, which stood for candidate, potency candidate, or some such. But that he had turned violent. That we did see a cutscene of a lot of blood and Dylan, but it wasn't clear what that was. Sorry, I haven't seen much of the game, but you're saying now it's getting weird? Seems like it's been weird. It has been weird. And you know what? That is what I really appreciate about this game, is that as weird as it started, it gets weirder and weirder and weirder. It's one of those circumstances where they introduce a lot of mysteries, and then it gets so much weirder before it gets better. Hold on. Let me see. I just see that I'm rapidly running out of disk space. So I want to quickly see if I can clear that. Great. Done. It's got a baseline weird, and then it gets weirder. That is absolutely the case.
It's been a long time since Dylan and I knew each other. I've wondered about him. What kind of man he'd grow up to be. Were things as hard for him as they were for me? Maybe in here, they were even harder.
What is this graphical glitch I'm seeing? Alright, moving forward. I'm so excited. Sorry I twitched. There's one place that was a maze that kept spitting me out in the loop. Archives, P6 cell, secure. Oh, we just lost the gold.
Oh, hello. Is there something I can help you with?
I'm Jessie, the new director. I need to get inside.
New director? Right. Well, okay. Hello, I'm Frederick Langston, the Panopticon supervisor. It's not the best time for a tour. We have hiss everywhere, numerous cell breaches, and system failures across the board, but you're the director, so here we go. Founded by Zachariah Trench, the Panopticon is our state-of-the-art repository for all altered items.
Don't have time for this.
Power and...
I was told Dylan Faden was kept here. Can you help me find him?
Faden? Sure. Darling wanted him somewhere secure and isolated away from people. He's in the maximum security cells, upper level.
I'm so excited.
There's currently a pressing matter, ma'am. We've got an object of power loose in there, and it's wrecking the place. The Benikoff TV, it's a real doozy. Salvador took a team in to handle it, but no one's heard from them for hours. This is a Category 5 OOP we're talking about, and if we don't contain it soon, it will tear the Panopticon apart. And we don't want all those altered items getting loose, ma'am. No, trust me.
Dylan's in there.
Open the door, Langston. I'll handle it.
If you say so. I usually tell first-timers not to touch anything, so, just do that. Here, I'll get the door for you.
He's fun.
Please, ma'am, call me Fred.
Thanks, Langston.
Thanks, Langston.
You guys didn't bring, like, checkers or anything, did you?
Any active duty security personnel found engaging in non-sanctioned leisure activities will be relieved of duty pending review, sir.
Could have just said no.
Thermos procedures. Oh dear diner. Oh, The Oh Dear Diner is a reference to Alan Wake. LOL checkers. Oh Dear Diner Coffee Thermos AI 73-UE, acquisition date 9/20/2010. Containment procedure, no unique procedures required. Altered status is suspected, but unverified. Description, altered event. A blue coffee thermos with white plastic cap and a logo of the Oh Dear Diner located in Bright Falls, Washington. The cap doubles as a mug. The item responds to Formula I.16, yet no discernible altered effect has been discovered other than keeping liquids warm for surprisingly long periods of time. It's also worth noting that the coffee from the thermos is always refreshing and strong, no matter its quality, before being poured into the item. Background: the thermos was discovered on the shore of Cauldron Lake, outside the town of Bright Falls. Both are known sites of a recurring AWE. See Bright Falls AWE case files for further information. According to witness statements, Alan Wake, see Prime Candidate Program entry for further information, who went missing shortly before the discovery of the thermos, had been seen blank collecting similar thermoses for an blank purpose. So yeah, Alan Wake centers around a writer, Alan Wake, who starts experiencing bits of his story that he's writing in real life, and then it gets altered and adjusted and weirder and weirder and weirder. So this might have been the first clue that they were connected to each other, and then Alan Wake 2 was released, and it was confirmed that they were a part of the same universe. So I think they did a really great job with that. Can I say anything more to you?
Is the TV back in its box yet? There's no rush or anything, it's just, you know, an ongoing concern.
Working at the Bureau.
Do you like working at the FBC?
Sure. I mean, yeah, the drama's a bit much, but I get better benefits here than I would over at the Postal Service. I checked. Better healthcare. That's not to say I don't like my job, man. Been here over 15 years. No one knows the Panopticon collection better than me. I'm, close to them, in a way.
I can't tell if that's creepy or normal here.
Good response. Rituals.
How do you keep the altered items under control?
It depends on the item. Each one has different needs. Ritualistic touches go a long way. Singing to them.
Did he say
flipping the
singing?
lights 3 times, that sort of thing. It's not superstition if it works.
This game feels like a blend of a whole bunch of different things. It feels like Twilight Zone. It feels like House of Leaves. Cameron, do you know House of Leaves? We should talk about that if you don't. Objects of power versus altered items.
What's the difference between objects of power and altered items?
Think of them like storms. Objects of power are like tropical cyclones or hurricanes for the uneducated. They're big, rare, and scary. Of course, directors can just bind the OOP and become the eye of the storm. Altered items are more like weird thunderstorms. Some may rain frogs, some may rain corn, but they all rain something.
And how does the hiss factor into all that?
It's changing them, making them aggressive. Now they're all raining, I don't know, knives. Knife rain.
Nice metaphor.
Knives. Knife rain. House of Leaves is a book that was released, I don't know, like right around 2000. It's a story within a story. It's a story in the margins of a film script about something that supposedly happened that didn't actually happen. A documentary about a house that kept changing shape. It's a really weird and really cool like sci-fi story that just gets inside of you and just messes with you. It's not a good one to read if you're struggling to keep tabs on reality, because it will mess with that. But the idea of a house that is alive and is shifting and is ominous. This reminds me a lot of that. I wouldn't be surprised if that was an inspiration of theirs.
Did you work closely with Trench?
Oh, he spent most of his time with Darling and all them. The inner circle. Not that I care.
Trench certainly had his favorites.
He did stop in occasionally to scowl and smoke. Did you know the Bureau has a no-smoking policy? It does. Just not for Trench. Still, he is the one who put aside funding for the Panopticon. The man did have vision.
Trench was a previous director. When Jessie first arrived at the Bureau, she ended up in his office and found his service weapon next to his dead body. He had apparently shot himself. She picked up the service weapon, was transported to the astral plane, and was chosen as the new director of the Bureau. So when we're talking about like a baseline level of weird, that's the weird that this game started with. And he still appears to her in visions. So weird. Yeah.
How did you get this job?
Started as a junior agent because my uncle knew a guy. From there I got put on a desk until an accident left the containment sector severely understaffed. At which point I got bumped up to management. Put in a steady 8 hours a day for another 10 years, and voila, supervisor.
I just picked up a gun. Gun picked me.
And now you understand that line. What great timing.
I'll see you later, Langston.
I'll be here, like always.
Alright, let's see what's going on in here. Subdue the Benikoff TV object of power. First floor.
Panopticon. Dylan's close. But that object of power might wreck this place before I find him.
So much is happening. Charge holds up to 3 explosive projectiles that can stagger enemies caught in their blast radius. Interesting. I can upgrade the Pierce. And I think I should. And I think I will. Zoom damage increases zoom 16%. So I can snipe people from farther away, and if I'm aiming, increased damage by 30%. Let's go back to our spin versus shatter combination. How much of this is weird to her? Like, was the whole gun astral plane thing insane for her, or is that a normal thing? That's a great question. She was used to it in a way, because her and her brother Dylan had an experience when they were young where they encountered an object of power that messed with their lives, and then the Bureau came in, they took the object of power, and they took her brother Dylan. So she's been spending her, like, the last 17 years, I think they said, trying to track him down and figure out where he's gone. And then in the meantime, she's met, like, you'll see, if you saw when I took over this control point, there was like a flash of blue spirals, like a circular pattern. That is the symbol for a friend of hers called, oh, what do they call her? Polaris or something like that. Where it's some sort of alien being that is some other sort of secret that Jesse has talked about and frequently talks to, but I don't know exactly. Like, are they good? Are they bad? Remote thought, that will help me with the upgrades I need to make. I can seize enemies that are low in health, but they only last for a certain amount of time. So there's actually like a fair number of abilities that you should try to gain some sort of mastery over to be successful at this game. And I don't know that I could claim to be extremely successful at them. But it is a fun challenge. Charge blast boost. I don't have the charge. Yet. That's one of the ones I can build soon. There's a lot of talk about the mold around. And I've seen it, but there's not been any other explanation of it. There's just a lot of mysteries that they just kind of like, oh, here are some mysteries. Floor 4, let's go.
Something went wrong with the Bureau's plan to make Dylan the next director. Marshall made it sound like it was all Dylan's fault, but how much of it was what the Bureau did to him? I don't think she's telling me everything.
Oh, hi. I can kill one of those guys. I feel totally calm about that. Okay, there's the symbol for...
Hello? Is anyone there?
What are you doing in there?
Oh, thank God! Look, someone has to watch this object at all times, or it deviates. My shift replacement never showed up. Can you help me?
Damn. I can't, I'm sorry. There's an emergency. I'll come back, I promise.
Okay, just
Don't forget, I can't stare at this thing much longer.
That sucks. Assist the agent in the Panopticon cell after Dylan has been found. Jesse finds an agent in the Panopticon who has been left to stare at a refrigerator-altered item. He can't stare much longer, but if he blinks, then the refrigerator will deviate? That sucks. Yeah, this is Pandora, or Polaris, or whatever. I have enough materials, I just don't have enough source to construct the charge. No worries. I'm sure that I won't wish that I had that item. Friendlies, you are so very, very low in health. How is he keeping his eyes open that long? I know, right? That sucks. Okay, this is not so bad so far. This is fairly predictable. Okay, I'm being called in here, but that's closing. Okay. Twisted passage.
That's the object of power. I need to cleanse it.
Cool. Okay, what is this challenge going to be? Well, I think I'm supposed to go after it. Well, it's a battle. Who could have foreseen this? I might die. Okay, I died. Okay, so this Salvador, who I think is the security chief of the entire security chief of the entire building. Yeah, well, now I know kind of what I'm getting myself into. We shall see. Interesting. Oh, and there's a bureau alert. Oh no. Bad. Oh, he's one of these. Oh no. That was uncomfy. Oh no. Nope. I'm sorry, I'm not providing any kind of commentary. I'm trying to stay alive. I stayed alive.
Thing was Salvador, the head of security. His team didn't stand a chance against the Hiss. No one here does.
The Hiss are the general enemies that we're facing right now. Alright, let's see what I got. Collectibles. Salvador's ID. It should never have been accessible to low clearance staff in the first place. Okay. I am at full health. Hidden trend, entropic entity, spin grouping efficiency, seize accelerator. Alright. Spin grouping efficiency. I have 30%. This is 60%. Get rid of it. Seize accelerator. I have 58%. This is 58%. Get rid of it. Okay. What a cool environment for that battle.
Okay, the TV. Another object of power gone nuts. Here we go again.
Use the TV / babysitter. Levitate / superhero over the obstacle. Ah, I get another ability. Hold to levitate. Keep holding to levitate higher. Is there an energy cost to this? Oh no. I died. This is the astral plane, by the way. There's always that pyramid. It is the board of the Federal Bureau of Control. Whatever the heck that means. It would seem you can only levitate so much. Yeah. I'm trying to learn what that means. Ouch. Newsflash, APB. The hiss, static, attempts to reach us. A broadcast must something that was fast.
Down to the TV. Now I can find Dylan.
Anchor supplement. Ocelot's Anchor. AI 11-UE. Acquisition date 9/28/1976. Background. The crew of the White Ocelot first encountered a strange spherical phenomenon while fishing in the blank. Witnesses described it as a black sphere with faint light behind it. It hovered just off the bow of the ship. The crew blank by throwing a tin bucket, which disappeared into the sphere. Soon after, the vessel lost structural integrity. The ship's metal rusted and fell apart within minutes. As the ship sank, the sphere lowered into the water. A passing fishing vessel called the Blank rescued the 4 surviving crew. Agents were dispatched to the White Ocelot's last known coordinates, Blank, and began diving operations. On the ocean floor, the agents found the sphere. The ship was entirely destroyed except for its anchor. As agents lifted the anchor off the ocean floor, they noticed the sphere behaved in conjunction with the anchor, moving and stopping as one. Contact with the sphere was avoided, but handling the anchor proved harmless. The item was transported by the Blank to the U.S. port of Blank. Upon arriving in New York, it was brought into the Bureau via the Blank. Benikoff TV, OOP7-KE, acquisition date 4/22/1979. No unique containment procedures required while bound. A CRT television built by Benikoff and Sons Electrics. The screen is still functional. The object can levitate itself off the ground to a maximum observed altitude of blank. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to harness the effect of their own use. See report blank for the results tested with prime candidate blank. The object is currently bound by blank. The object was first discovered in a local news story from Blank, Kansas. A figure had been seen blank over buildings. The Bureau dispatched agents to the town who discovered that a man named Blank had bound himself to the object. Mr. Blank was detained, and the object was brought to the Bureau for study. Cool. Yeah, I gotta get used to how that's used here. Oh, okay. We're going to use the Pierce. Yeah, that was not a great fight. They were a lot more slippery than I had expected. Interestingly enough, levitation doesn't seem to take energy. That surprises me. Search for Dylan in the maximum security cell's 5th floor. Oh my word, how much time has it been? Am I going to be required to float over? Is that what's expected? That is what's expected. Okay, so that was a really smart game development tip of how to guide my eye to a particular pathway that I otherwise would not have seen. P6 cell, so that's where my brother should be. I gotta find out. I cannot not find out. C's accelerator, good. I found one earlier and then accidentally deleted it instead of using it. 55 versus... What? Yeah, this one is less. The number 3 is less than the number 2. Okay, great. So it is written. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Hopefully, finally some answers.
Dylan. He's so close.
P6 cell. Oh my word. I am so excited. I need answers. I require answers.
Hello? Can you hear me? Jesse. Are you there, Jesse?
Emily? He's gone. Dylan isn't here. He might be nearby. Or maybe the hiss got to him. I don't know.
Jesse, listen. Dylan's here. With us. He just walked in. He says he is giving himself up. He's been affected by the hiss, but he is different than the others. We
Jesse.
must isolate him.
I'm on my way. We need to get back. I have to see my brother.
Cool. Alright, let's see all the things I just got. Missions. Okay, I want this to be... Oh, wait. I want this to be the next one I do. Hotline. Control points. We reach tether through control points into the bureau house. Nexus threshold area codes allow for access. You can translocate, fast travel, construct through the control points. So that's the only communication I get from the board. That's how they talk. So through an object of power called the hotline, I can talk to Trench, the previous director. I could talk to the board. Okay, let me get to the next save point. Dylan Faden, observations. "9:30 a.m. Breakfast is brought. 11:54 a.m. Gets out of bed, uses toilet, returns to bed. 11:57 a.m. asks for television to be turned off. Staff do so. Lunch is brought. Breakfast is removed. Eats lunch. Uses toilet. Begins talking to self. recording speech is not possible due to noise from television, becomes upset, throws lunch tray at glass. Sedated, crew cleans the cell. Television is turned off. Comes to, asks for television to be turned on. Staff refuse because television privileges were refused due to hostile behavior. Sleeps? ? Don't have clearance level 6 yet. Spooky. I feel like there's bound to be something to find here that moves the story forward. It's just the name Jesse. It's interesting, when you're considering how a story is written. This is written from the perspective of Jesse, who feels so, wow, she's strong, who feels so convinced that her brother must be good. Good.
I won't take up too much of your time today, Dylan. Like I said, I want to talk about Jessie, your sister.
What about her?
I just want to get your perspective. What do you think of her? What kind of person is she? That sort of thing.
I adored my sister. When I was little, I mean, back in Ordinary.
And you don't anymore?
When I first got here, sure. I'd always hoped she'd come too. Find me, to take me home. We went everywhere together. Why should this be any different? Casper said she could come too, to the Bureau, if she wanted to. But she never did.
Why do you think that is?
Because she didn't care about me.
Oh.
She always wanted to be out on her own, seeing the world. She always said so. Because she got what she wanted.
Great. So, she wanted to see the world. Did she ever mention any place in particular?
Why?
We like to ask questions around here, you know that. Any particular cities, towns, landmarks, anything like that?
I don't remember.
What about family and friends? Were you close with anyone living outside of Ordinary?
I'm done with this. Tell Casper I want pizza for lunch today.
Dylan, wait. We're not... End of session.
Okay, so Dylan is no particular fan of Jesse's. Such an interesting design of a room to be hiding someone in, don't we think? Oh, that's the level 6. Fascinating. It feels definitely set up for Jesse to have a certain idea of how things are going to go, and then to have him go completely differently. Shoot. instead of the... Nope. Instead of the shatter, grab the pierce. Well... Okay, they just disappeared. That seems weird and unfortunate. Okay. %, levitation duration, and then an additional amount, and that unlocks ground slam. Ground slam 1, ground slam 2, ground slam 3, ground slam 4. Let's go ahead and grab these 2 levels. And then let's go ahead and make sure we're saved, and then that is all. I also think the questions they asked Dylan sounded like they were trying to find Jesse. You know what? That might have been true. Part of the game is her showing up and being like, why have they accepted me so much, so easily? So I don't know. I feel like they've done a great job setting up these mysteries that they need to fill in the gaps for. It's good to see you, Cameron. Thanks. Take care. I'm out. Have a good night.